Good day, collective. It's your girl, Sadi Rose, coming to you with today's word. You know what really set me free? What really kind of broke me out of the prison of my mind? It was forgiving myself. Like, I had to forgive myself. I had to release that version of myself. I had to make amends with whoever I thought that I hurt in the process of me being lost in my own mind, me being lost in the trauma of my life and the hurt that had happened, in my bad decisions. I had to forgive myself, and I had to take that weight off of me. You know, y'all, I listened to that song by Erykah Badu, Bag Lady, all the time. Like, I was the bag lady, carrying around everything on my shoulders, to literally, it was like just weighing me down. And it was like the more I went through in life, the more relationships that I came in and out of, more situations I came in and out of, I would never put down any of that weight. And so it would just accumulate, and then it would start, spilling out into everyone else's laps and lives, my weight. I remember when people always used to say to me, man, you're a heavy load. They didn't mean like my literal weight. They meant like I had a lot on my plate, because I did, y'all. I was trying to do a lot. And I think too, to some extent, it was like, you are carrying around a lot of stuff from your past that's not really applicable to me. And I think in some cases it was true. Definitely, like, I take accountability for that, even though certain people were just not really ideal either. And that definitely lent to the whole decision making that I was, to even attract, right? Because we attract in what we are, that I would even attract in that kind of energy to me, or think that I was deserving of it, was itself a sign of me being a bag lady, of me carrying my guilt and my shame and my mistakes on my shoulders. And it was definitely holding me back. And it definitely was sending me to the deepest, darkest hole that I almost didn't make out of. Today's word is forgive yourself. Set yourself free. All praise to the Most High God. Love to the Mother. For real, y'all. If you're seeing this message today, it's because you are at a point in your life where you need to see it. Again, my role here is just to give you validation or help you remember something that you already know. Like, and a lot of us probably, you might, like, when you're looking at, because for a while, y'all, like, it took me a while to be, like, able to see that there were things that I was not forgiving of myself. And I think I had mentioned before, like, I consider myself a really good-hearted, kind person, but some of the people I hurt, including my own children, I didn't even know I was hurting, because I was carrying the trauma from my mother and my father and their ancestors. They carried that trauma too. And so they only parented me as good as they knew how, to the best extent that they knew how. And so what ended up happening is, because no one healed that cycle, the next cycle, the next generation, it just moved on to. And that's exactly what happened to me as well. And my sister that lived with me, even though there were others, they weren't impacted as much as I was. So I ended up doing some of the same things that had been done to me. And I unknowingly carried those things because I never had an intervention in my life to heal those things. And when I was able to fully see myself, and I have told y'all in past words about this, I almost buckled from the guilt and the shame and the humiliation of what I had done to my own children, who I love dearly. And it made me go to a very dark place, and I just wasn't sure how I could fix it. And that's when I asked God to give me a second chance in this life. And even when God said, "You have my grace, you have another chance," I have had to work tremendously hard every day to not just forgive myself, to seek amends with the people that I hurt, but also to change my behavior. That is how you really set yourself free. If you hide from the truth, if you ignore the truth, if you run from the truth, and if you don't acknowledge it with whoever's been impacting, including yourself, if you don't ever try to change your patterns, your behaviors, your habits, if you get mad at people because they keep making you remember how you're making mistakes or how you're harming them or their perspective about you, then you're going to keep yourself in a cycle. You're going to keep yourself in whatever cycle it is that you're in, and it varies by person. It honestly does. It's whatever lesson you're trying to teach yourself. It's whatever cycle that you're in. And it could be generational. It could run on your bloodline. And it could be from past lives. Are you really hearing me, y'all? We have to be honest with ourselves. But we also have to give ourselves grace. Because, y'all, I'm going to be real with you. My kids, they obviously had feelings, because when I say I hurt them, it's because I brought bad people around them, people that were not in their best interest, and I kept those people around them way too long. And they didn't do anything like, on that level, but it was still just mentally, psychologically, and it did get physical to a certain point. Like, it was too much. And my kids haven't been easy on me. They have made me pay. And when you're in this journey of forgiveness of yourself, you do really have to be your own advocate. Because for every wrong that has been done to a person, I'm sure there's plenty of good too. And, for example, I'll use myself because it's my personal story. Like, I consider myself a great mom. I provide probably too much. And I love those girls and my boys, so much. And I give everything I have. But, they can be particularly cruel. Just because you seek amends and you seek forgiveness doesn't mean that you'll get it from whoever you're seeking it from. And so for me, I don't get mad at the people who I'm seeking amends for. Instead, I try to do better. I don't try to disconnect and, release, because these are very close people in my life. I just try to do better, and I pray that God will work it out. I pray that our relationship over time will improve. I pray that our connection will become stronger and healthier. I pray that if I do right, things will be right, and I am confident that they will. Even if it takes, for example, my children getting older, looking back, becoming own parents, and being like, whoa, mom really did a lot. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with them not understanding the me now. I'm okay with them not really seeing how far I've come and how healed I am. I'm okay with them not understanding that not only was I healing myself, but that I was breaking generational curses for my family and for my bloodline, for them. The fact that they can even see what's wrong is a big step forward. And it is my hope that they make way better decisions than my grandparents and my parents that we made, So I just encourage you to look at it the same way. What's important is that you're doing the work to free yourself and to heal yourself, because that will create your path forward. I love you, and I hope this is helpful.